Today I'm going to be making crispy Paxo stuffing mix coated chicken. So instead of panko or regular breadcrumbs, we're coating our chicken in Paxo stuffing. We're going to fry it till it's golden and crunchy, and it's going to be served up with a fresh apple and red cabbage slaw. Proper simple, proper tasty, and the texture is next level. So our first crispy breadcrumb recipe of the week. On Friday, I'm going to be doing lovely crispy breadcrumb fish tacos, one not to miss. But today, importantly, we're switching it up and we're using the old Paxo. Most of us, if you're like me anyway, you've got this knocking around in your cupboard. And if you've never tried this before, using it as a breadcrumb, it is absolutely fantastic. I'm using the sage and onion one. I know they do different flavors, but you can also buy off-brand stuff, and there's loads of different flavors you can choose from, all of which work well. But I particularly like this sage and onion one, and it is really readily available. So let's get started. In here, I've got some flour, just plain flour. I haven't seasoned it up with anything, no salt and pepper. And here, just a couple of beaten eggs. I'm going to put into the same pan. I've chosen a big pan today. I just find it's less washing up. One of the things I dislike about having a cooking channel is the amount of washing up after I make these videos. So I thought, you know what? I'll have flour on one side. I'm going to add some of this Paxo mix on the other side. Probably won't need all of it. This should feed four. A pack of that should feed 4 people. So 4 bits of chicken it will coat. And today I'm using chicken thighs, and all I've done with them is hammer them out between some greaseproof paper and just used a meat mallet to hammer them so they're a little bit thinner. If you don't want to use chicken thighs, then by all means use chicken breast. It will work equally as well. I just like that the chicken thighs seem to stay a lot moister and don't dry out. So standard practice, we're going straight into our flour. Just give it a good coating. Just make sure you got that flour everywhere. That's it. Obviously into your egg. Again, just make sure it's all nicely covered in that egg. Drain it off a little bit and then straight into your Paxo. That's it. Just grab some of that, push it in. It's a great alternative, this, guys. I mean, it's ready-made. It's got all the seasoning ready to go. It really is, one, a time saver, but really, really tasty. And that's it. That looks pretty well covered to me. Just make sure. There we go. And I'm just going to put that onto a plate. Repeat again with your other bits of chicken. And here I've got a pan with about 1 centimetre of oil in it. It's on a medium heat, and we're going to place our chicken in. So in with one and our second one. And we just want that side to go golden brown before we flip it over. And while that's cooking away, we can make our coleslaw. And this is really, really simple, this coleslaw, but it goes really well with this chicken. Now you can cut this by hand. Today I'm using one of these mandolins. They do scare me a little bit, I'll be honest. My wife's got this urge whenever she uses this to actually touch the blade. And the last time she did it, she cut her finger. I've no idea why on earth you'd want to put your finger on there. I always use this shield. So we'll start off with our red cabbage, get our little thing on there and start slicing. Once you start going with these, they become easier. It's the first few bits that always seem to be a little bit harder. I'm not making tons of this today. That's probably all right. Mind my fingers. And that's what I'm looking for. Nice and thin slices. Next, going in with an onion, white onion or red onion, whatever you like. These are so good, these. Look how quick that was done. Don't want that last bit though. And then lastly, I'm finished with that. I've just got a standard box grater here, and I want some carrot. Now I could do this on the mandolin. It does have different attachments, but I'll be honest, I find the carrots quite tricky. So I prefer just to use this box grater. The only problem with this is it seems to fly all over the kitchen. That's just one carrot there I'm going to use. And that is us done. So let's get this all into a bowl. I've actually got more than I thought I had. But that's okay, because this keeps for a good 3 to 4 days in the fridge, like any sort of standard coleslaw. I think pretty much all of these packets of stuff, it's always 3 days if it's got some sort of dairy in it. And that works well. Let's just check on our chicken. Let's see how that's doing, and let's flip it over. It should be done on that side now. Oh yeah, look at that. I'll tell you what it smells like, a burger van. You know the onions you smell on like a burger or hot dog van, like street hot dogs? That's what it smells like, and it looks great too. So while that's finishing cooking, back to our coleslaw. Here I've got an apple, and I've just used a pink lady. I like the sweetness of the pink lady. Chopped it up into nice little small dice, and then I've just put a little bit of lemon juice on it to stop it going brown. So we want that in with our mix. Here's some caraway seeds. I absolutely love caraway seeds. Remind me of my childhood. My nan always used to make a seed cake pretty much most Saturdays. It's the only use I ever remember caraway seeds for. Let me know, have you used caraway seeds and what recipes do you cook with them? But with this coleslaw, it works really, really well. So if you've got some, definitely put them in. If you haven't, would I go out and buy some especially for this coleslaw? Absolutely, it really does make a difference. And I'm probably putting about half a teaspoon in there. I'm going to put some cracked black pepper in as well. As you know, I like my cracked black pepper. Quite a bit of it in there. I'm not going to put any salt in this because we're going to add some other bits now. I'm just going to move that out of the way. Into a little bowl here, some mayonnaise, light or full fat, whatever is your preference. And I'm at the end of the package as always. My wife hates these bottles, says, why don't we buy the jars? I'll be honest, I've no idea. I prefer doing it this way for some reason, apart from when I'm doing it on the channel and I can't get enough out. But there we go. That's it. That's probably us about done there. Here I've got a clove of garlic which has just been crushed. Half a teaspoon of sugar for that sweetness. And then here's some cider vinegar. If you haven't got cider vinegar, you could replace it with white wine vinegar. And I'm going in with about a teaspoon and a half there. Mix that around. And that is ready to go onto our coleslaw. Our chicken now should be done. So let's remove that from the pan. I've just got a plate here with some kitchen roll on it just to drain off and absorb any of that excess oil. We'll put 1 and 2. Again, remember, as I said, that Paxo mix, and I said Paxo, I keep saying Saxo. My wife said, oh, salt chicken sounds vile. It will coat 4 pieces of chicken. So obviously that's enough for us for today. With our coleslaw, just bring that in and get your mayonnaise mix on that. And you just want to give that all a good mix in. And then we are ready to plate this up and serve. So let's go straight on with some of our lovely crispy chicken. Look at that. As I said before, the smell is delightful. We're just going to stack it up like that. And then to that, a good wad of our lovely apple red cabbage coleslaw there on the side. A little bit more because I do absolutely love this stuff with pretty much everything. And then just to finish it off, I've got a nice wedge of lemon. And there we go. My Paxo stuffing, crispy coated chicken, red cabbage and apple slaw. Let's give this a go. Let's see how it's come out. As I've said before, the smells, they're all there. It smells delicious. Let's try a little bit of that chicken. I want to try the chicken on its own first. Just taste the Paxo and chicken, but it's got great flavour in it. Already made for you. You don't need to mix anything up. That is delightful. Really, really good. Let's try it with a bit of that slaw. As I said, I love this slaw and I know it goes really well with this. If I can get it on my fork. That'll do. Right. It's all falling off. Okay. That is a match made in heaven. Really, really good. It's the tanginess of that coleslaw, but then the sweetness of the apple. And as I said before, those caraway seeds just really lift that coleslaw. It is so, so good and goes with so many different things, not just this dish. Serve it with all kinds of different chicken or pork dishes. You won't be disappointed. And guys, if you don't want the chicken, that Saxo mix, Paxo mix, I will get it right, works really well with pork also. So if you've got some of those, you know, by the supermarkets, they're almost, well, they are a deboned pork chop and they tend to cut them really thin. I've featured them on the channel before. Do the same thing, hammer them out, coat them in that Saxo. I mean, it goes an absolute treat. Sage and pork, onion and pork, all goes really, really well. Or any of the other mixes of the Paxo stuffing will work really, really well. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this one, and that's it from me for today. Don't forget that on Friday is our second breadcrumb recipe of the week, which are my crispy fish tacos, and there's some other little bits and bobs that will be going on with those. If you're new to the channel and you like the content, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Please also like, share, and comment. I really would love to get more comments from you guys. I get very, very few. I don't know if that's because I come across as not being very approachable or I'm not really starting much of a conversation. I don't know. So let me know down below what you think I should do to get more comments from you guys, because I'd love to hear from you. I'll put all of the details of today's crispy Paxo stuffing breadcrumb chicken, red cabbage and apple slaw, it's a mouthful, down below in the description as always. And all that's left for me to say is until next time, it's cooking good.